the Bible says, and this is for interpretation, of course, and some philosophers in Judaism and old Christianity, I don't do new Christianity at all, says. And we start with Genesis 1:14. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate day from the night, and let them be for signs and tokens, and to mark season, days, and years. And I'm using the Greek Orthodox Bible. And then we go to Psalms 119, 1-2. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows and proclaims his handiwork. Day after day pours forth speech, and night after night shows forth knowledge. And I see it that the stars guides us and give us knowledge. And then we go into the New Testament. Let's see. Matthew chapter 2, verse 2. Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and it's rising, and have come to worship him. So that's the three wise men. And then we go to Luke 21:25. Let's see here. And there will be signs in the sun and moon and stars, upon the earth distress, of nations in bewilderment and perplexity. The roaring of the tossing of the sea. So, and there's a lot more in the Bible, both depends on what you think of it. Like the Babylonians and the old Jewish tradition, it was more like astrology instead of horoscopes, since that came AD sometimes there, after Christianity have begun. So they looked at the stars, but they didn't do horoscopes in that way. And you can find a lot more in the Bible, Torah, and Talmud. And in Judaism, it was viewed in the old days as science with a skeptical approach. And it was mainly to use into other countries and people the fate of others. Some degree of influence was accepted in the real old Judaism. The question was more about the talents of the ones who did the interpretation. It was scientific, so if you didn't get it right, you were in trouble. And mathematics and science, everything was the same during the Hellenistic period later on. And then I talk about the philosophers Maimonides and Nachmonides. Nachmonides, who lived in 1194 and died 1270. He said the Jews, through the power of his choice and his willing in the way and his walking in the way of the Torah, may rise above the astrological influences. And then, of course, we have the Orthodox split. Some accept this and some don't. And Maimonides was against the anti-fate. He also believed in the free will and so on. And he died 1204. And you can look at Sefer Yetzirah with the letters, signs and planets if you want to further your knowledge. And then I look at free will and responsibility by the church fathers. As everybody knows, I don't do anything after Luther and all that thing. So I studied Augustine and Aquinas and so on. Saint Augustine lived between 354 to 430. The failure of astrology to explain twins who behave differently, although conceived at the same moment and born approximately at the same time. So that was his argument against. And then Saint Thomas Aquinas, who died at 1274, he was a Dominican, and he loved Aristotle, so you might look into Aristotle there. And he proposed this: the stars ruled the sublunary body, and he reconciled it with Christianity by stating that God rules the soul. And that's an approach I also have. And here's my cat Prince helped me to draw this. So this is the earth, and everything within earth is created of water, earth, air and fire. And here we have the moon. So everything beneath that gets the sublunary, the lower aspects forced upon them, while is up there it goes up to the heavens and sky. Planet, we have influences coming into this. And then there are so many reformants, Christians and fundamentalists and so on, and they say that they follow the old tradition of Aquinas. But let me see at modern Catechism of the Catholic Church. All forms of divination and conjuration, I've shortened it since my pen problem, and horoscopes, etc., palm reading, are forbidden. And that is section 2116, second edition. And all clairs or clairvoyance, clairsentience are forbidden. And even talking to a spirit guide and then it's up to the priest to decide if you are connected to your angel or a spirit. I don't know how they work that out, but that's what the modern says, and that's why I don't do anything modern. But by holding on to this old belief, and people's always attack why you believe in something, this has made people to reconsider, especially priests and those, when they start to study, since many priests don't know what the church fathers in the early beginning said. So it's not their fault, it's not in their schools. So just getting this right, if you ever have to answer why, and why you can believe in God and the angels and still practice it without so on. So it's not the New Age method, this is the old school sublunary worldview. And of course there is a lot of remedies that I use. I use sometimes with planets, I might use a pillowcase with planetary colors and so on. So it's nothing big. But I practice usually doing charity for whatever the planet is doing charity in. That's my favorite way of working, since I like to take action. So if you work with the moon, you might want to nurse people or help sick dogs and so on. And you just choose what you can do. So don't make it complicated. Buy pillowcases in different colors, and you have all the associations there, and you can shift the colors when you want to improve something. It's just a simple, easy example here. And I have my fake silk flowers. They are very good quality. They are 40 years, and I just wash them in the sink, and they are as new since they are made of pure silk. So they represent the colors of the planets, and it works fine. And I have Mars and Venus in the kitchen, and the rest is in my living room here in the sacred space. But I also have a symbolism for them here. But since they are a little bit always so strongly in my chart, I put them into the kitchen to have some peace. So this was just some simple solutions and where you can start your research if people are harassing you. So have a magical day, and the angels give us the freedom of free will. So whatever bad aspects we have in our chart, like I said, if you have something at some degree that is bad, then you can work with each of the Shem angels ruling that degree. That is like 12 times psychotherapy from an angel throughout the year at exactly the degrees that you're looking for. So that's the way I do it. It's simple, it's easy, and after years of practice you learn to trust and know, and that builds up. And it's a spiritual practice as well. So have a magical day. Bye for now.